Pop the top, it's time for another video to drop in today. Bringing you guys TW 2016. We're starting a new Let's Play on TW. I know you guys were really into the WWE series. I took a hiatus from it, started up the Fire Pro World stuff, and pretty much, I went back to play the WWE save for the channel, but no motivation really for it to go anywhere. A lot of the ideas that I had, they were flowing well, I guess, but ratings-wise, they really weren't doing that much. And I feel like the TNA series that we're about to start on is going to have a lot more potential to go further, and it's going to be more interesting because we're actually trying to rise up. We have a goal. We have an actual place that we need to get to. So I feel like this is going to be the much better series. So let's go ahead and jump right on into things. Episode 1, March week 1. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. The way that I'm using this episode, it's the first episode where they changed the set, they changed the logo. They were basically talking about like it being a new era. So in a way, we're going to kind of branch off from what they were doing the week prior. Kind of starting like a reset button was hit on the company. Kind of sort of like that. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and jump right on into episode 1. We kick things off with the world champion, TNA's world champion, or should I say Impact Wrestling's world champion, because TNA is no more. But Bobby Lashley, it's going to be extremely difficult for me to not call him Bobby Lashley and just call him Lashley. But Lashley comes out to the ring, holding the championship, gets in the ring, grabs the microphone, and basically says along the lines of that no matter what era it is, no one's going to be able to stop Bobby Lashley. No one's going to be able to stop Lashley. Not one person can do it. No one can do it. And that's when Dutch Mantel comes out on stage on the wheelchair with microphone in hand. This is the first time he's ever been seen on Impact Wrestling in the Impact Zone. And with a microphone in hand, Dutch basically goes on to say that he is tired of the way that Impact Wrestling has become. He is tired of seeing everyone that made Impact Wrestling so great at the beginning of the company's history leave. So now it's time for him to make Impact Wrestling better than it used to be. He's going to rebuild Impact Wrestling, and with a microphone in hand, he basically goes on to say that Lashley, you're looking at your new boss, basically. So we're not going the route of Jeff Jarrett being the authority figure of Impact Wrestling. We're going the route of Dutch Mantel being the authority figure. We also are playing as Dutch Mantel as the booker inside of the game. Just to give you guys a little heads up on what we're doing with that. But with Dutch Mantel, he basically tells Lashley that he doesn't have the power that he once had. He doesn't have the stroke that he once had. And that's when all of a sudden EC3 comes out on stage behind Dutch Mantel. EC3 with a microphone in hand basically goes along the lines of saying, Dutch, you say you're in power, you say you're in charge, well then I want a title shot. I want a title shot against Lashley here tonight because it's a new era and I deserve a title shot after everything that the old people that ran this company have done to me. And that's when Dutch basically goes, okay, I see your point, and that's when they're both cut off now. Lashley still doesn't know what's going on. He's in the ring like, I'll fight anyone, I don't care. But they're both cut off now, Dutch and EC3 I'm talking about, by Cody Rhodes. Cody comes out and says that he wants a title shot because he is going to be the face of the new era of Impact Wrestling. And then EC3 basically gets in his face and says, no you're not. I'm going to be the face of Impact Wrestling. And then Lashley's just in the ring like, I'll fight both of you. I don't really care. And Dutch just basically screams out, enough, enough, enough. Tonight, this is how we're settling it. Tonight, Lashley, you will be in action. You will defend the Impact Wrestling Championship against the winner of the opening match of tonight's show, EC3 versus Cody. And that's going to happen next. So Lashley gets out of the ring. He basically goes, when the commercial break happens, we're about to have a #1 contendership match for the Impact Wrestling Championship. And about that, good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, EC3 defeated Cody in 12 minutes and 1 second by pinfall with a sweet meat sizzler. Let's see, EC3 is not suited to his gimmick. We got to change that up after this episode. But a 66C+, not bad at all to start things off with the first match rating. Cody had an in-ring performance of 62. EC3 had a rating of 68. Just a clean up, good fashion match right here. EC3 picking up the victory, however, because of obviously the finish got hit. He picked it up clean, 1, 2, 3. No bad feelings, basically. So EC3 goes on to the main event to face Lashley. Following this, we have Eddie Edwards and Mercedes Still, obviously Eddie Edwards' wife, arriving in the Impact Zone backstage. They're getting out of their car when all of a sudden Davey Richards and Angelina Love blindside them and start beating them down, just absolutely destroying both of them, throwing them against the car. not like through the windshield or anything, or to the glass or anything like that, just throwing him against the car in general. Baby Davey even opens up the driver's side door and slams it against Eddie Edwards, who knows. But they basically lay Eddie Edwards and Mercedes still out, and then Davey just spits on Eddie Edwards and says, "You won't walk in the impact zone again until I say you will walk into the impact zone again." And that got a 59C, so that did good. Following that, Gregory, Shane Helms, and Trevor Lee now are backstage, and it's basically like a vignette. Gregory Shane Helms says that the X Division is going to be revitalized. The X Division is going to become what it once was, and that was insanely good for the wrestling industry because Trevor Lee is going to reintroduce what it is to be an X Division wrestler. And because he's the champion, he is your guy. And that's pretty much a heel promo for Trevor Lee, giving Trevor Lee a little bit of character, using Shane Helms still as his mouthpiece. I got a 47D. Can't really ask for too much from the X Division right now. Following that, though, we do have an X Division match where Caleb Conley takes on DJZ. And about that subpar wrestling in Little Heat, Caleb Conley defeated DJZ in 7 minutes and 40 seconds by pinfall with an inverted overdrive. That got a 42D rated match. Caleb Conley was really off his game. That's a little you know, I was hoping he wouldn't be. But DJZ is not suited to his gimmick. We'll have to check that. The announcing quality lifted the match. The color commentary gave the match a boost. Caleb Conley had an in-ring performance of 36. DJZ had an in-ring performance of 41, so that's good. Following this, Aaron Rex and Rockstar Spud make their way down to the ring. Rockstar Spud, with a microphone in hand, says no one in this arena is worthy of seeing Aaron Rex's presence right now. Then Aaron Rex just thanks him and grabs the microphone before saying, "And because I am so grand," and then he holds up the Grand Championship at the same time. He says, "Because I'm so grand, I will face anyone next week for this championship as long as they can beat Spud here tonight. But I know for a fact they won't do it. Thank you. Good night." And then as Aaron Rex is turning to walk out of the ring, we all of a sudden, the lights go out. What? Huh? Ah! Penta LZOM? What is he doing in the impact zone? And about that terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Penta L0M defeated Rockstar Spud in 4 minutes and 36 seconds when Rockstar Spud was disqualified when Aaron Rex ran in and attacked Penta L0M. Now the way this happens is the lights come back on and Penta L0M, for those that don't know, Pentagon Jr., is standing right behind Rockstar Spud. He makes his debut in the impact zone. And then we also hear on commentary from Josh Matthews and the Pope that Penta L0M is very featured in the Crash Wrestling promotion, which Crash is working with Impact Wrestling. So, you know, we got to borrow Pentagon Jr. for a little bit, you know? So, Pentagon Jr. instantly, it's going to be difficult calling him L0M. We're just going to call him Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. drops Rockstar Spud with a backstabber, and then Aaron Rex immediately fleets out of the ring. And that's when the match begins. Pentagon Jr. taking on Rockstar Spud. If Pentagon L0M can pick up the win, he does get a shot at Aaron Rex next week, apparently. So whenever Pentagon locks in the armbar on Rockstar Spud, you know, the arm cracking, the arm breaking that Pentagon Jr. is known for, Aaron Rex knows what's about to happen, so he slides in the ring right before Pentagon Jr. drops down to snap the arm of Rockstar Spud. He saves Spud by dropping Pentagon with the title. He knocks him down with the Grand Championship. Pentagon goes down. Aaron Rex and Rockstar Spud both put the boots to him. We now know that Pentagon Jr. will be taking on Rockstar Spud, or Aaron Rex, next week. Following that match, we have the Decay backstage, and they basically cut a promo where they're talking about that the TNA Tag Team Championships are vacated, but they're making their claim. They're making their claim to fame, talking about that they want to win the TNA Tag Team Championships once again, and they will win the TNA, I keep saying TNA, the Impact Tag Team Championships once again. You know, you try to rebrand TNA so many damn times that you forget exactly what they're called anymore. But Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships, you know. So they're talking about that they want the tag team titles. Will they get it? Who knows? Who even knows what the tag team division's like right now after the Hardys left with the belts? 66C+, not bad. Following that, we had the DCC represented by Bram and Eddie Kingston taking on two enhancement talents, one being Lucky Cannon from NXT, the old seasons of NXT, and then one being Peter Avalon, which was Nerve Fornum, I believe, in TNA before. Yeah, because he faced EC3, but I know him a lot from PWG and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. But in a terrible match, Bram and Eddie Kingston defeat the two jobbers in 3 minutes and 50 seconds, with Bram defeated Peter Avalon with a velvet noise. In terms of ring work, Bram was head and shoulders above everyone else. That's kind of shocking, to be honest. I didn't think. Okay, I guess so, with a 52 over a 43. Basically, in this match, though, Eddie Kingston does most of the dominating. Bram tags in last second and then knocks out Peter Avalon with his finish. This causes Eddie Kingston to get a little aggravated with Bram, and then basically, you know, they get a little heated with each other. What are you going to do? They get a little heated with each other. They start battling it out, basically. They're not battling per se. We're going to go ahead and change his gimmick. They're not battling per se in a bad way. They're more so like just frustrated with each other. Eddie wanted to get the pin. James Storm slides in the ring and says, "What are you two doing? You don't need to be arguing. We still got the win. We won. What is the matter?" And they both, Bram and James, look at Eddie, and Eddie's kind of like, "Oh, wait a minute. You two are no, that's not how this is gonna work, not at all." And so Eddie frustratingly gets out of the ring and dips, but they're not broken up. They're just having troubles, you know. So 65C, not bad. Then Laurel Van Ness comes out and basically doing the whole wedding, the bride's being left at the altar and whatever. She's basically the deranged mess that she is, and she's gets in the ring with Rachel Ellering, who we're using for an enhancement talent. And she basically destroys Rachel Ellering in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It is a little bad that we're doing two squash matches back to back. I understand that. I didn't think about that till just now, that we did book two back to back squash matches. It's all right though. Look, Laurel Van Ness basically destroys Rachel Ellering. We see a new side of Laurel Van Ness from this. They have great chemistry. I didn't tell. It's got a 23. You know, you can't really tell, but I mean, hey, if they got great chemistry, that's cool, I guess. Following this, Davey Richards and Angelina Love get into the ring. After that, they're in the ring now. Davey Richards is laughing, talking about that he single-handedly just took out Eddie Edwards in one night, when Eddie Edwards tried so long to take him out. Even when he was hurt, he tried to take him out. He tried to take the spotlight from Davey Richards, but Davey Richards in one night has taken away the spotlight from Eddie Edwards. And basically, Richards says that once again, he will never show up in this Impact Zone until I say he shows up in this Impact Zone. That's when Dutch Mantel rides out onto the stage, microphone in hand, says, "Excuse you, no, that's not how this works, Davey. You see, I'm in charge, not you. So what we're gonna do is next week, Eddie Edwards is cleared to compete. You didn't really do that much damage. You just blindside attacked him. And so next week, what we're gonna do is, you're gonna have a match, and you're gonna face Eddie Edwards, and it's gonna be a no disqualification match." And that got a 58 C minus. Davey Richards a bit irate from that, as is Angelina Love. But right after that, Davey Richards is then told, "You'll have to have another match though, right here, right now." So he's facing, right after that, Moose. Davey Richards is taking on Moose, and in a decent match, Davey Richards defeated Moose in 9 minutes and 42 seconds by pinfall with a handful of tights. This comes after Angelina Love basically distracts Moose. Davey Richards runs up from behind, rolls him up, grabs the tights, uses his feet on the ropes. 52 D+ rated. Davey Richards gets a sneaky win. We did keep Moose strong, however, so that's good. Following that, we have EC3 being interviewed by Jeremy Borash backstage. Borash basically giving the interview to EC3, asking him how does he feel about facing Lashley here tonight. EC3 is confident as ever, saying that I'm going to win, I'm going to become Impact Wrestling Champion, and I'm going to lead this company into the new era, because that's what EC3 does. We cause trouble. Trouble, 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 trouble. 61. 61. Following that, our co-main event of the night, in a bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat, Braxton Sutter defeated Eli Drake in 9 minutes and 50 seconds by pinfall with a neckbreaker. Eli Drake, good solid hand. Braxton Sutter, good solid hand. Why not throw two solid hands against each other, you know? Get a little momentum going for him. So Braxton Sutter picks up the win. 44 D rated match. Following that, though, Laurel Van Ness comes out and basically blindside attacks Allie, destroys Allie. And Braxton Sutter pulls Laurel Van Ness off of her, so we still have this little tension going on between these three. I can't speak. We got a 57 C minus rated segment for that. And then after that, we had our main event of the evening, the Impact Wrestling Championship on the line. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Lashley defeated EC3 in 12 minutes and 9 seconds by pinfall with a spear after EC3 was turned on by Cody Rhodes, following Cody Rhodes running down to the ring, tripping up EC3's legs. EC3 turning around to see who it was. Cody jumps up, guillotines him on the top rope. EC3 stumbles backwards, boom, right into a spear. Lashley pins him. 1, 2, 3. EC3 has been turned on by Cody. Cody has turned his back on Impact Wrestling. And we changed his gimmick because of that as well. And then after that, Cody just completely continues the assault, beating down EC3, not letting up at all, and that's how we end this episode of Impact Wrestling, with a 64C rated segment and a 60 segment. The general feeling is that Impact doesn't have enough interesting storylines going on. This increased our show popularity by 27 regions, lost its popularity in 2 regions. So we did good. We didn't do terrible at all with this first show. We did good. I feel like we're going to do really well with this series. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, because we're going to have this series going daily as well. And as always, and forever, take it easy, guys.